The area's largest school system selected a new superintendent this morning.
A new program to help students succeed in school has now opened, and a big Olympics watch party is planned for this weekend.
Numerous showers and thunderstorms again today across East Alabama, and more on the way. We'll have the complete forecast coming up.
Coming up in sports, we're broadcasting from the Etowah County Media Day, where 10 different teams are taking the podium to preview this high school football season. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Katie Edward.
And I'm Mike Stedham.
The Calhoun County Board of Education named Tony Willis as its new superintendent this morning. Willis is the superintendent of Demopolis City Schools in West Alabama. He takes the Calhoun County job after the previous superintendent, Jose Reyes, left to become superintendent of the Alexander City School System.
The public has one more week to comment on the Environmental Protection Agency's proposed plan to clean up the Anniston PCB site, which follows Choccolocco Creek down to the Coosa River. A public meeting will be held Wednesday evening by the Coosa Riverkeeper organization to discuss the EPA proposal and make suggestions on how local residents can respond to it. In a news release, the Riverkeeper calls this a critical opportunity for the public to speak up and ensure this remediation is the most protective of local communities and waterways. That meeting will be from 6 to 8 at Lincoln's Landing Pavilion, 740 Travis Drive.
The EPA will accept written comments online through July 30th. The Riverkeeper has these suggestions for people who want to express their opinions. First, they should tell their story and their relationship to both the site and the pollution. Next, they can give context on how they use the land and the waterways and share specific concerns. Finally, they should tell the EPA their specific recommendations for the cleanup process.
Due to unforeseen circumstances, the Anniston Aquatics and Fitness Center pool will be closed until further notice. City officials say the center's maintenance crew is working to fix this issue and will give more updates later. The public can ask questions by calling the center at 256-847-7349.
When we come back, local fire departments are awarded U.S. grants.
Spring into freshness at WM. Celebrate the season with our bountiful selection of farm fresh produce. From juicy berries to crisp greens, taste the flavors of spring at WM. Visit us today and let the freshness bloom in every bite. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waltrip Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Congressman Mike Rogers of Sacs has announced more than $915,000 worth of federal grants for fire departments in East Alabama. According to a news release from Rogers' office, that money will be coming from the Department of Homeland Security's Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program. This funding will go directly to the local fire departments to enhance the safety of the first responders as well as the communities they serve. These grants include almost $75,000 for the Alexandria Fire Department, almost $43,000 for the Lincoln Fire Department, and $36,500 for the Riverside Fire and Rescue Department.
A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held this week for the Success Academy, operated by United Way of East Central Alabama. This initiative is dedicated to making a positive impact on the lives of area youth. The Success Academy is a youth diversion program designed to create a supportive environment that promotes learning, provides essential clinical services for mental well-being, and empowers students to succeed. The program aims to prepare students for resilience and thriving adulthood. The center is located next to the United Way's office at 1505 Wilmer Avenue in Anniston. Information is available at 256-236-8229.
When we return, an Olympics watch party is being planned.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
CC Athletics in Heflin will host a ribbon-cutting ceremony Friday evening, along with an Olympics block party. The event will also feature registration for fall classes at the gymnastics training facility. Food trucks, a bounce house, and a watch party for the Olympic Games will be included. Registration opens at 5, the ribbon cutting is at 6, and the block party starts at 6:30.
Oh, lots of clouds out there today. Did you notice that?
Big puffy white clouds. It's beautiful.
And no rain so far.
So far, so good.
Knock on wood.
That's right. John Holder is joining us now in the EAN Weather Center to tell us if that dry forecast will hold out. John?
Mike and Katie, dry weather maybe not until towards the weekend. For the rest of the work week across East Alabama, we've got more showers and thunderstorms every day in the forecast. We'll break down the forecast for all of East Alabama next.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Well, again today, plenty of clouds and showers and thunderstorms all across East Alabama today. 84 for the high with those clouds and sunshine in place. Again, well below the normal for this time of year. Low this morning at 72. Record high temperature 104. The record low 54. The sun setting again tonight at 7:50 and the sun rising tomorrow morning now at 5:51. Weather on your street tonight, well, it's going to be much like what we had during the day today. I got caught up in a big thunderstorm on the Etowah Calhoun County line today on 431. We got more of those coming. If you're in East Gadsden tonight on George Wallace Drive over by Gadsden State Community College, get ready for more evening showers and storms. The low tonight at 71 on the banks of the Coosa River in East Gadsden tonight. Coming up tomorrow, forecast just really not changing a whole lot. High rain chances again. Englewood Drive in Lindlock is our street for tomorrow. And out in Lindlock and all across East Alabama, some sunshine, particularly in the morning, giving way to showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Chance of rain about 80% tomorrow, and the high only 82 degrees. Again, way below the average for July in Alabama. Looking at the rest of the work week coming up, Watson Drive in Oxford, more low temperatures and high moisture in place. That's the theme for the rest of the work week, and temperatures again remaining in the 80s, no 90s in sight. You're going to see all those 80s reflected in our 7-day forecast. Again, we do not see a 90-degree high coming for the next week across East Alabama. Low 80s, as a matter of fact, tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. We do think that the number of showers and thunderstorms may become a little less numerous by the weekend. So we're going to drop from 70 and 80% rain chances during the work week to about 50% over the weekend. With that, you'll see a little bit of a gradual nudge up in the temperatures. Instead of low 80s, we'll be back in the mid to upper 80s for the weekend. Rain chances remaining at 50%, which is lower than what we have been having, but it is certainly higher than we would typically have in July in Alabama. Well, what's the long range forecast say for precipitation? We have had copious amounts of rainfall in the last couple of weeks and more on the way. It looks like those showers and thunderstorms might be thinning out a little bit later on in the month. We're seeing some evidence next week that a ridge might be building in. That would suppress some of the moisture. We're still a little bit above average for rainfall as far as taking us to the end of July and the first part of August, but we could see 90s returning as early as maybe mid to late week next week, and those shower and thunderstorm chances to start to diminish. We'll be watching that as we move through the next several days, but between now and then, cooler temperatures and rainfall remaining in place. I'll be back here tomorrow morning bright and early at 6 a.m. as we take a look at your Wednesday weather at a glance. I'll be back here tomorrow night for EAN Local News as we'll look at the forecast for all of East Alabama for the rest of the work week. Football Media Days, the high school variety, still going on across East Alabama. Today it was Etowah County. Namath Pitts was there, and he has all the details right now in sports. Namath.
Thanks, John. We're at the Gadsden Civic Center today where the Etowah County Football Media Day took place. 10 teams hit the podium today to preview this high school football season. We are going to preview 3 teams in depth today, though. Let's start with the Southside Panthers. The Southside Panthers are entering year number 1 under head coach Ben Stewart. Coach Stewart spent last season as an assistant coach at Oxford High School under Coach Sam Adams. Coach Stewart comes to Southside, who made the playoffs last year before falling in the first round. They play in 6A Region 8, which features Buckhorn, Fort Payne, Gadsden City, Hazel Green, Lee Huntsville, May Jemison, and of course Southside. Their non-region schedule includes Gunnersville, Hoax Bluff, Etowah, and Pell City. Southside, the Panthers return All-State offensive lineman Jamin Brown. We talked with the head coach of the Southside Panthers, Coach Ben Stewart, who talked about his first head coaching job, that is at Southside. He talked about the excitement he has to take over the Southside program.
So with it being my first head coaching job, everybody has the saying, you want to be a head coach. And so there's a lot more that obviously goes into it. But I was able to be around some guys who are in the top, what we were talking about earlier, the 1%. The head coaches I've worked under is Steve Davis. He's defense coordinator at Orange Beach now. My high school coach. And then Sam Adams. We were at Hillcrest and Oxford together. Then obviously Josh Niblett. And when you work for guys like that, I'm not saying it makes the job easy, but you're able to see things that, unfortunately, I'm sure some people have never seen. And the things that they've taught me. And it's not the big things, the big issues that come up. It's the small things. How to keep a locker room clean. I know people don't think about that. But it's also the life lessons that come along with it. And like I said, everybody always has their football questions, but those guys really taught me about life, and how to be a professional, and to get a role model for kids. And so like I said, definitely hasn't been an easy transition, but when you've got guys like that to look up to, good guide them in, and good figureheads, like it does make things, it makes them click a lot quicker.
The next team we're going to talk about is the Etowah Blue Devils. The Etowah Blue Devils are entering year number 1 under Coach Scott Peavy. Coach Scott Peavy comes to the Etowah Blue Devils from Haralson County, Georgia, where he spent the past really about 5+ years in the state of Georgia. Has spent time in the state of Alabama, though, at Welborn, Madison County, and now he takes over Etowah. Etowah will be in 4A Region 6 with Alexandria, Anniston, Asheville, Cherokee County, Hoax Bluff, Oneonta, and White Plains. Their non-region schedule includes the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, the Southside Panthers, and the Lincoln Golden Bears. For Etowah, all things revolve around their quarterback, Jamison Sissom. We talked with Coach Scott Peavy, who talked about what it was about Etowah that made him decide to come back to the state of Alabama and be a head coach at Etowah.
Etowah has a huge tradition of great football, and I've played against Etowah a lot of years, and I know what Etowah has to offer as far as athletes and the physical play that they play. And Coach Farmer was actually on my staff at one time, and he talked about it all the time, and the big games that they played in with Oxford and the multi-overtime games, and those kind of things. And and I watched that team. I was in the region with Jacksonville years ago, and when Jacksonville played them, I think Jacksonville was 11-0 and played at Jacksonville State against Etowah with Carnell. And I saw the talent that they had then, and it's just a great program. It's a great school system. Our principals support, our administration, our superintendent, our mayor. There's a lot of people that have a huge vested interest in our program, and they've been fantastic to me as the head coach and to our community as well.
The final team we're going to talk about is the Westbrook Christian Warriors. Westbrook enters year number 2 under Coach Steve Smith. Coach Steve Smith came to Westbrook from Piedmont, where he had won 5 state championships. Westbrook Christian will play in 3A Region 6, which includes Welborn, Weaver, Saxe, Glencoe, Piedmont, J.B. Pennington, Locust Fork, and Ohatchee. Their non-region schedule includes Mumford and Innovation Academy, Tennessee. We talked with head coach Steve Smith, who talked about what you can expect to see if you come watch the Westbrook Christian Warriors play on a Friday night.
You know, I hope that when you watch our team play, you see 11 guys at a time that are all doing their job to be able for the team to be successful. That's what we preach. We preach teamwork offensively, defensively, and on the special teams. And what we're really looking for is 11 people that's wanting to do their job for the success of the program, whether or not it involves them being involved in the tackle or if it's just involving them taking on a lead blocker so somebody else makes the tackle. Just you know, we talk about doing your job all the time. That's what I hope they see, a team playing with a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and 11 people at a time doing their job.
We mentioned it earlier, there was 10 teams that took the podium today at the Etowah County Media Day. Gaston, Glencoe, Asheville, Coosa Christian, Hoax Bluff, Southside, Etowah, Gadsden City, Westbrook Christian, and Sardis. That's going to conclude our coverage from the Etowah County Media Day. We'll be back here tomorrow on East Alabama Now News from Talladega County's Media Day. That's it for EAN Local Sports. Let's go back over to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for that update, Namath, and thank you for watching today. You can find us every weeknight on Facebook and YouTube and on
Go to the platform of your choice and watch our news, sports, and weather coverage whenever it's convenient for you. We'll see you back here Wednesday for your news on your schedule.